Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We're talking about the possibility of a Money in the Bank cash-in at WrestleMania 34. Carmella has been carrying around that Money in the Bank briefcase since early this summer, and the Money in the Bank briefcase was brought up. Basically, it was created for people to main event WrestleMania, which was always sort of the way the contract was stated, that basically they would be able to put the contract on the line, be able to be in the main event of WrestleMania, and sort of add themselves to being one of the main event stars of WWE. Carmella won the Money in the Bank briefcase back in, I believe, July. Then basically had it stripped for her and then had to re-win it again in a Money in the Bank match on SmackDown. Since then, we've seen a few possibilities of her trying to cash in the briefcase, only to, basically for her to put the brakes on, noticing that it wasn't going to happen. One of my favorite attempts was her running down and trying to cash in during the Survivor Series SmackDown versus Raw Women's Tag match. There's a lot of possibilities on how this could really work. There's two Women's Championship matches, and although Carmella is a SmackDown wrestler and the Money in the Bank was won on a SmackDown branded pay-per-view, I think that they would bend the rules basically for Carmella to be able to cash in anywhere. Obviously, the biggest match for the women's division is going to be Asuka versus Charlotte. Asuka is going to be coming into that match being undefeated. She has not lost a match yet in WWE, and it looks like that is where she is going to be winning the championship. For her to win the championship and have that moment where she is on the Goldberg streak, obviously you have to beat the streak someday down the road. It's not like Asuka is going to go into the Hall of Fame someday, retire from WWE, and she is still unbeatable. Someday there has to be a way to do it, and the way that they do it has to be able to be better than when Goldberg lost his streak in WCW, basically, where Scott Hall ran in with the stun gun and then Kevin Nash won the match. It was a big screw job, and although it did get some heat, it's easy to sort of say that Goldberg never really got to the heights that he was when he was undefeated. Obviously, you have to sort of create a star when you sort of take away a star's undefeated streak to be able to make it look good that they're actually going somewhere with this decision. I believe that Asuka is going to defeat Charlotte, and I think that having the Money in the Bank cashed in on Asuka would be a good way. I honestly think that this Money in the Bank cash-in would come in the Monday Night Raw match, which would be Nia Jax going up against Alexa Bliss. In this, I believe it would be pretty cool that if Alexa Bliss found some miracle way to beat Nia Jax, although Nia Jax put a pummeling on her during the whole match, then Carmella would come in, cash in on Asuka, that then basically, I'm sorry, I messed it up. Where Nia Jax would be able to put a pummeling on Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss would be able to come out as the winner of the match. Carmella would come down after the beating from Nia, and Carmella would cash in and she would beat Alexa Bliss. This way, when everything is said and done, Carmella would take what is now the Raw Women's Championship to SmackDown, while Alexa Bliss, Asuka, too many A's in this match, I apologize. Asuka would take the SmackDown's Women's Championship after beating Charlotte, and she would bring that to Monday Night Raw, and then we would have a balance of two women's champions on two shows. So I think I screwed that up with the Asuka and Alexa Bliss getting mixed up in my head 1,000 times, but we might be seeing the Money in the Bank cashed in at WrestleMania.